According to the independent news website in UK, rapid COVID tests are failing to identify up to 50% of positive infections in the United Kingdom. The independent news website of the United Kingdom quoted its own government analyst on COVID-19 lateral flow test, also known as COVID-19 rapid tests. According to the British Medical Journal, which quoted the UK government's own policy paper, the lateral flow devices used in the community testing pilot in Liverpool only picked up half the COVID-19 cases detected by PCR tests and missed 3 out of the 10 cases with higher viral load. According to the independent news website, plans were in place across the UK for care homes to use the rapid test to enable people to see their relatives and even briefly pause social distancing during visits, as students also began to head home at the opening of the travel window. British Medical Journal said, given the low sensitivity of the lateral flow devices when used in the field, experts are questioning how they can be used to allow care home residents to have contact with relatives over Christmas safely, or for students to know for certain that they are not infected before returning home. The independent website reported that, however, the failure of the device to pick up enough cases has raised the risk of asymptomatic COVID carriers bringing the virus into care homes or back to their family. The report said experts have called into question the suitability and safety of the devices. A document released by the Department of Health and Social Care read, quote, "In the field evaluation in Liverpool, compared to PCR tests, these tests picked up 5 out of the 10 of the cases PCR detected and more than 7 out of the 10 cases with higher viral loads, who are likely to be the most infectious," end quote. British Medical Journal quotes John Deeks, a professor of biostatistics at the University of Birmingham, saying, quote, "These results are devastating. They are missing a third of those with high viral loads. How can these tests be used for safe entry into care homes, for healthcare workers to safely return to work, or for the safe return of students? They are not fit for purpose," end quote. Speaking further on rapid COVID tests on the independent news website, Professor John Deeks said, quote, "This test is not fit for purpose for the British government's plan. It is totally unsafe to use these tests to decide somebody does not have COVID nor infectious. If it were a drug, surely this would warrant an immediate withdrawal from use," end quote. The independent news website reported PCR tests, which require laboratory processing, are widely considered the gold standard and are offered to people who have symptoms of COVID-19.
The antigen tests we've been learning about in the last few weeks, they've come on board very fast. And I think it's important that we just take a sense of what we actually know about these tests in terms of how well they work. They are not going to be positive until somebody's viral load gets very high, and it's often not high for very long. So it's a reduced time period when any individual will be positive with these tests. And they're not going to be high in everybody, viral loads. And there's a particular concern with asymptomatics. And so we shouldn't be telling people you're negative. And I've seen stories on the news with individuals who've been tested negative in Liverpool saying they're going to go and visit their relatives in old people's homes now they know they haven't got COVID. When we should be telling them you've got a reduced risk of COVID, and it's only a reduced risk today. Tomorrow, it might be different. And certainly next week, it won't apply.
According to the British Medical Journal, public health and social care directors in some areas, including Greater Manchester and Sheffield, have written to care homes warning them not to use the rapid tests until they have had more information from the government on the accuracy of the tests and training in how to use them.